Want to master your ability to teach content area literacy? I'm going to give you 3 ways you can do just that right now. Hey everybody, I'm Lee Hall from Literacy Teachers, and I'm all about helping you inspire, motivate, and change how your students read and write for academic success. In this video, we're talking about 3 challenges that are pretty common in teaching content area literacy and what you can do to overcome them. So first of all, challenge number 1, and you already know this, apathetic students. You can be busting your butt to help your students get better at reading and writing, and they may not be interested in the instruction that you are providing. So what's the solution to that? Very simple. Have students set goals for themselves as readers and or writers, right? You can do one or both, doesn't matter. But having them set goals for themselves, asking them, how would you like to improve as a reader, over the next 9 weeks or, this year, however you want to set it up, or how do you want to improve as a writer? And have them write that down and submit it to you. They might say things like, I'd like to be able to write more complex sentences, or I'd like to improve my vocabulary knowledge, or I'd like to be able to read complicated text, whatever. Have them set a goal, and 1, 2, or 3 goals, no more than 3, and give those to you. Now, what does this do? Students are more likely to buy into that instruction when they have some level of ownership. So when we go back to the apathetic student, and that could be a really great reader, it could be a really poor reader, okay? But when you go back to that idea of your apathetic student who's like, I don't want to do this, I don't care. Once they've got this level of ownership, they've invested. It might take a little bit of time. It might take a couple months before they start to really turn things around. So definitely be patient, but it does give them that buy-in, and that buy-in, that ownership helps to motivate them. All right, challenge number 2, you've got diverse readers and writers in your classroom. I know you do, right? You've got students in your class that have a diverse range of reading and writing needs. And when you look at that, you think, how in the holy heck am I supposed to provide reading instruction or writing instruction when I've got kids all over the map with a wide range of needs? Your solution, first of all, yes, you can still teach whole class literacy lessons. You don't have to, right? With this particular solution, you could do small groups, one-on-one, whole class, whatever you want. The design is up to you. I just want to let you know that even with that diverse group of readers, you can still effectively teach whole class literacy lessons if that's what you want to do. When you're doing that, connect your instruction to 1 or more goals, okay? So for example, if your students have said, I really want to improve my vocabulary knowledge, and you are doing a lesson, you're getting ready to read something, so you have them, you're doing a lesson on the vocabulary that they need to know before they start that reading, remind them, hey, a lot of you said that you wanted to improve your vocabulary knowledge. I'm going to teach you right now some things that are going to help you improve your vocabulary knowledge, okay? What this does is now when you start making those explicit connections for students, they're going to see that they're going to think, all right, that most of the instruction is relevant. We already know that the instruction you're giving is relevant. That's really not a question, but we want students to see it as relevant, and they're going to understand how it is helping and supporting them when you make that explicit connection, but you're tying it back to these goals that they've set for themselves. Challenge number 3, where do you even start? There are so many skills and so many strategies that you can be teaching your students about reading and writing that it can get very overwhelming. And you don't want to just randomly pick one. So how do you even begin? Start by identifying 1 to 2 skills or strategies that make the most sense for the next thing you're going to have your students read or write, okay? And that's what you teach, all right? You start with those 1 to 2 skills or strategies that make the most sense. You start with those and you build out from there. And what this is going to do is it's going to prevent you from being overwhelmed, and it's also going to provide students with the instruction that is on the most relevant skills and strategies that they need to meet whatever task it is that you are giving them. Yes, it is super possible that there are any number of strategies that might also be helpful, but really you can't do everything at once. So hone in on just 1 or 2 and work from there. So sum it up, teaching content area literacy can be very challenging. The key here is to identify small incremental steps you can make to build out your instruction.